Green flag, green flag. Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Redline Racing Network. I want to welcome everyone to the Nosscar ARCA series powered by, you guessed it, Redline Racing Network. Tonight, a little bit of a surprise for the series. They didn't know they were going to be live in prime time. Rushed home from work, got this broadcast through together, stuffed my face, and now we're ready to go the distance. Matt Metler up in the Tony Trapasso Memorial, oh my goodness, broadcast booth. That's the word I was looking for. As we now join this race already in progress, 18 laps in the history books. The scheduled distance tonight, 100 laps here from North Carolina. The state that's first in flight, obviously. Concord, the home of this racetrack, it's been for many years an iconic mainstay in the NASCAR community, and what better way to kick off round number 2 under the lights in prime time. Let's send it down trackside now for the first time. 3 wide already. Chevrolet action there. Right outside the top 10, that is Jason Metcalf there in the 29 ride. The Ford working the bottom of the racetrack. It's racing on the racetrack. 3 abreast right there. These drivers know they can't hold it like that for long. Quickly get back to 2 lanes of fast and furious action. Metcalf actually slipped now currently runs in that 9th place position. And you can pitch a blow these guys rapid stack upon one another. Gabriel Wood just in front of that mess on the racetrack. Is he also everyone right now chasing Kyle in the 12 machine. However, someone may have other plans in the form of Matt Heel, who is really turning up the pressure on the outside the racetrack, looking for any type of clean air he can get to the front of that race car to get this thing to rotate. Almost tandem drafting, and they're 3 wide just behind him. Oh my God, big someone gets Flo Rider right round face first into the catch fence. This series only going to throw cautions, though, if it's 2 cars or more. And there is the yellow. Someone's going to be picking up their teeth out of the cockpit for the next month. First caution on the evening, lap 22. Because that's going to bring things back down to a snail's pace here from Concord. Let's go ahead and take a look at the instant replay. See what the eyes picked up here. Multiple drivers involved in this one. Let's go ahead and get that queued up. Ooh, we're way out of shape here. Let's take this from another point in time here as the black box is just lighting up with wreck after wreck after wreck after that mess. And in the words of Phil Collins, I could feel that one. You knew it was bound to happen. Is that 7? Oh, my goodness. It's ready for the scrapyard. Let's go ahead and just grab manual mode here. Let's go VHS mode. We're going to just roll this back and find out exactly what happened. It was a frenzy just behind the 4. Gabe Wood here. Stop it right here. Let's set it up to the eye in the sky. Chopper cam probably going to do the best, giving us the details on what went horribly wrong here for the first caution of the evening. Bringing it a little closer there, Johnny, for me. There we go. Let's go ahead and roll it. Quarter speed playback, 3 wide here. Going to send it off into the corner here. Everyone going as hard as they can. Good spacing here, about as good as you possibly can get with the width of this racetrack. And again, I mentioned just in front of Gabe Wood as we were on board his GoPro camera, looking out the back bumper or the back door of his race car. And this is what's going to set this whole thing aflame. That car on the inside lane is going to clip the apron, and he's going to come up, and he's going to ever so slightly door check the 7. And that's going to blight the wick here, and watch what sets this thing off. The 41 comes off the wall, high-fives him in the business end, and he throws him right round, uncorks the howitzer as he shoots off into the safer barrier. Cars trying to scave by here. And you can see the calamity that unfolds just in front of them. Let's go ahead and take another look at this now. Let's go on board with Matt Morrison. I'm not sure why the replay gods want us to start this far into the incident on the racetrack. I know it involved a lot of cars here, and sometimes that can give timing and scoring a little bit of a fit here. Well, hey, we did it once, we can do it again. We'll roll it back as, man, that 28 went full-blown helicopter mode. I mean, this was a big deal. Not how some of these drivers wanted to start their night off, that is for certain. There we go, guys. That's the look I'm looking for. Pardon me as I work here with our replay team. Go ahead and cue it. Can you go ahead and give me inside cockpit? Thank you. I appreciate that. Now let's just back it up just a little bit more for me, please, guys. Thank you. Now, this is going to be right here, ground zero. Matt Morrison. Let's go ahead and play this back at speed. Contact there. He has no idea that is coming. He gets put sent around backwards. Oh, he catches the car to the face. You see the parts go flying, and he gets 1-2 whack-a-mole there. 3. Oh, another vicious hit. Are you kidding me? I know we're in the ARCA series, but that was an ARCA break of the ages. I have no idea. Who was that? I mean, you talk about serving up a depleter. My God. So there's the initial incident there. He's going to lock it down, does the right thing in the 7 cap. Going to keep it up against the fence. And just when you think it's about to wind down, this racetrack has other plans. He starts to slide down. The 72 is going to clip him. There's the first big hit from that 48 machine. And that's going to knock him into next Wednesday. And watch the hits that keep on coming. Is now you got a landmine sitting there in the middle of the racetrack. The 9's going to come in and just donkey punch him. They're going to get more times than the X Games. That 9 has destroyed the 7. Treated like a red-headed stepchild, point blank in broad daylight. As we now cycle back to the live side of things. It looks like we're great racing at Canada. And once again, back Matt Bailey, the goal setter, has not caught it up. He still carries the torch, leads the charge here in the front. Up 13 positions. Here, not right now. He currently owns that second place position and solidly in the money. Ollie Ferguson, longtime veteran of the series in the 55 ride. He's holding on to third. That's your podium. It's so tough to go to the field. When you are 3 wide, there's now bouncing up there. The 21 comes up there. Shinhar, little Robbins racing. Around Washington, D.C., the 6 gets a piece of the fence. Fisher there as well, up 27 positions. The blue oval. Oh, he gets to the defense again. The car behind him. That was chasing that one. The defense as well. They're scrambling. Talk about getting up close and personal. This racetrack wants to carry the momentum all the way out to the fence, and when you're 2 wide, let alone 3 wide, is Gary Turner's fast lap of the race at a 29.07. That is absolutely quick out there in this ARCA car. I mean, let's jump on. I mean, this on any given Tuesday. I mean, this is close quarters racing. You go back to check this out. Side by side as the 69 ride goes point low, dancing into the good thing. So he's got fixed. up on his race car in that great looking paint scheme. Now the 29. The broadcaster, you almost feel like you stop there. You're going to miss something epic out there on the racetrack. I mean, these guys are fighting right now. They are racing. I mean, once they drop the green flag, these guys, they don't have a throttle. They don't have a filter. They're just going to go 110%. Look at that. The 29 goes in there. Talk about a Cole Brown moment there. He's going to need to be really soon for this next one. He's put there thus far. I don't think he can get any more out of shape without him. Thomas Guy, all-time competitor in this series, up 10 spots. Up there, now just outside the top 10, slotted in. And in fact, you know what? Let's go on board with Tom. 15 days. Why am I going to like that I said that, but I'm sorry, brother. Before I racing in Wisconsin, you were Batman. Jump on board with Tom. 170 miles an hour coming off the corner. We see Quincy the loud pedal to the floorboards. Now approaching over 100. Oh, big time wall contact in front of him. Guess the 98 was trying to shave some weight off the side of that Mustang. I thought for certain he was going to come down off the fence and Tom was going to have to take a piece of action, but not the case. He tries to carve his way towards the front. Patience is a virtue. When you're racing this hard, sometimes you just got to race the racetrack. Don't get caught racing competition. Gives you 3 wide once again, just in front of these guys as we lighten things back out. Oh, there we go once again. We got multiple cars on the road for the race. The nuclear bomb gets deployed once again here at Charlotte. Jeepers. That front of the monster car is gone. It exploded. There's raining parts now into the RV lot. In infield parking, I'm told. When you're going 190 miles an hour, metal-to-metal contact, yeah, things are going to happen. In front of the 5. Tom, we were just talking about him. I don't need to invoke the broadcaster's curse on my man, but... Well, I guess the one thing, if he was a little hot inside the car, I mean, he's going to get a lot more air coming through the cockpit now, that's for sure. That's going to be an extended stay in the pits for the 5 ride. Is that yellow reigns once supreme here under the lights in prime time. You got it locked on Redline Racing Network. Let's go ahead and figure out what went wrong. And you guys following along at home. If you seen what I saw, you knew it was coming. It was racing too hard. And as good as that is for the broadcast side of things, I love it. For these drivers, it is gut-wrenching. And again, I was just shouting out my buddy. The broadcaster's curse is real, folks. Let's run it back. And already, you can see multiple cars here pointing the wrong way. Yeah, you can't park there. Let's wind it back just a little bit more here. And I believe, guys, that is the prior. That's the first caution. Again, iRacing put down a big update a few days ago, and it's still not 100% copacetic with the timing and scoring software, but we're getting there. And again, this is going to be the second caution on the evening. Yeah, let's take it from, if you can. Yeah, we can pull it from right there. Appreciate your help back there. So run this at full speed. Oh my God. When did this happen? This race is going to have a highlight reel of its own. Hope he didn't have any dinner plans, and that's not even the wreck we were looking for. So they're currently still under caution here. Actually, folks, while we're under caution, we're going to step aside, pay some bills. We're going to reload the replay software here, see if we can get that synced up a little bit better. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. You got it locked on all the high-fly and high-octane racing action right here on Redline Racing Network.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations. Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Race fans, good evening. Welcome back to Redline Racing Network. Matt Mettler up in the broadcast booth, and as always, doing it for Tony up here tonight under the lights from Charlotte, North Carolina. This home to an iconic 1.5-mile oval buried here in the beautiful state of NASCAR country. And when I mean the heart of NASCAR country, this, folks, is where it all really started. Some of the most pristine, well-known teams are based just outside of this facility or within a handful of miles. Couple names synonymous with the sport: Earnhardt, Senior, Junior, Kannapolis, North Carolina. I mean, a lot of really the breeding grounds for this sport right down the road or just within an arm's reach of this racetrack. I've got the opportunity to go here once all the way back in, oh my goodness, it's been that long, 2007, back when I was active duty military. Got to watch a Coke 600. And it was well worth the time and the trip. Just a beautiful facility, and if you've never been to this racetrack, I highly recommend going and checking it out. We now go back to the live side of things. Let's take you back trackside one more time and resume coverage. Again, want to thank everyone for joining us here, hanging on for the ride under caution here for the second time tonight. Almost to the halfway point. 43 laps officially written into the history books here. And I'll tell you what, the two cautions for incidences, I mean, those were super speedway type accidents. Multiple cars getting launched into the stratosphere instantly KOing these machines. I mean, no hope of fixing them. I mean, they were absolutely smoked. Is now Ollie Ferguson up 4 spots. He is going to be the point man here. He is your leader. Is the light still on that iRacing.com pace car? We still have to do one more lap minimum under caution here. But how about Justin? I don't want to butcher his last name, so we're just going to call him Justin, a.k.a. the 15. Guys, he's not up 10, not 19, not 20, 29 spots. This dude started in the next county over at the drop of the green flag, and here he is knocking on the back door of the lead. Are you kidding me? Talk about getting up on the wheel early. Your pole sitter slid back a few spots. In fact, he is outside of the top 10 right now. Blake Spears in the 3 machine. How about the HMFIC head cook, chief, and bottle washer of the league? T-Mac, Tyler McMurder in that Bobby Labonte-inspired throwback paint scheme. Interstate on board. I guess you could say Kyle Busch, but that looks more like a Bobby Labonte scheme to me if I had to guess on board that Chevrolet SS. A car I wish they still made. That thing, if you've never drove one, that was a sleeper car. Basically, a Holden, which is an Australian car, performance car. Rebadge the sheet metal, give it a more hometown look and feel with the Chevrolet badge and the styling on it. But that's really what it was. That was the heart and soul of a 4-door performance road racing car. That, of course, obviously really big over there across the pond in Australia. As those lights go out on the pace car, let's get back to the business side of things. Make sure grandma's got plenty of kernel-free popcorn. She's locked, strapped in, right next to me, holding on for the ride. As we get ready to ditch the pace car as they go down the backstretch here. 2 by 2, side by side, come before the storm. Pretty soon it's going to be like a Category 5 hurricane ripping around this racetrack once again. Gabriel Wood, don't forget about him. He is certainly within striking distance in that 6th place position. He's going to restart on the outside lane. Mike Fredrickson up there in 8th place, 28 spots. I see you, Mike. As they now enter the turns, 3 and 4 complex. You can see Ferguson's speed telemetry, bottom right-hand corner of your speed, or oh my goodness, screen. So you're ready to go up through the gearbox here. There goes the pace car. Here we go. Into the Geico restart zone. 2nd gear, he's going to have his foot on the trigger. He's going to put it through the floorboards, and those glorious V8s come roaring back to life here once again. And Fergie just hit the 200 shot of nitrous. He can show you how to get going. I mean, he just walked the entire field on that restart. What's that guy having for breakfast? Hook me up, please. It's a 2 by 2, side by side, 4 in affair here. The first tires, the first 2. Look at Tyler Mack, T-Mac, bringing the McFlurry on the restart. He's going to slipstream. He now finds himself in 2nd place. Matt Hill charging back as he's putting a lot of pressure, trying to get T-Mac in the pressure cooker. And don't look now, here comes Justin in the 15. I mean, these boys picking right up where they left off. 192 miles an hour into the corner before he lifts, burps the throttle, and he doesn't waste any time putting his foot back in it, that's for certain. Starting to get a little bit of a different feel here to this race, perhaps. They can go wrong, those teams and coaches. Talking strategy here, perhaps trying to calm things down a little bit, except, well, they were basically leaning on each other coming out of 3 and 4 there. Gabe Wood, he is back on the charge, even on the bottom side of the racetrack. He is back even with the board. Starting with the 29.41. And that is up there in the top 4 or 5 speeds recorded thus far. Let's jump on board. As it's getting good in the neighborhood right around here. Let's do this thing. And in fact, while you're on board with Gabe Wood, let's go ahead and go all out for the first time this evening. Grab that dial, crank it all the way up to the heavens, right here along with us on Redline Racing Network. Let's do this. Break coverage of our all-out coverage. As we were all out, the drivers decided to do the same and perhaps push the envelope a little too far. The excitement department cautioned back out on the racetrack, because I was pretty sure, as we were cycling through the different camera modes there, somebody got used and abused, and that seems to have been the case as we're back under caution here on lap 54. So now past the halfway point here. This is typically where we see things escalate. It gets more intense out there on the racetrack, and almost on cue, north of the 50 lap mark, caution reigns supreme once again. Ollie Ferguson continuing to lead in the 55 round. In fact, he's playing pace car games right now, checking out the inside. He's going to lead everyone down pit road. Is this a case of come one, come all? As pit road becomes the hottest spot in the joint. I mean, everyone, the whole house is coming. Ferguson, Tony Shockey. Wow, Kyle Kendall's going to stay out on the racetrack. Other than that, everyone's coming. Shockey, Woody, Rob, Mike Fredersen, T-Mac's going to stay out there on the racetrack. There's the 48 on pit road. Got to have a good stop here. No mistakes, clean execution. Multiple cars down and away. Some race cars that still have moderate damage on them. Got to tip the hat to those drivers as they stay in this race. Here comes the TRD powered machine, the one. Wood's off the pit road as well. Drag race here. Who's going to get to the line here first? Gabe Wood, I believe, ran that battle. However, there's going to be a handful of drivers here that stayed out. Colton Ward in that 18 machine, the Chevrolet. Kyle Kendall in the 12. Now, he was last down pit road on lap 44, so about 10 laps ago. However, not all of those green flag laps, so don't let that statistic be deceiving. There's probably realistically 8 hot laps on those tires, on those Goodyears. Not going to be as bad as you think, especially having the clean air. No turbulent air to that race car. It's going to perform and handle the best. It has all evening long, where it is right now, or at least it should. Like Frederick said, I like the play call here. Our buddy north of the border from Canada, probably having a Molson Triple X. And he just went full-blown Las Vegas mode. As Mike is going to jump 33 positions for Fredrickson. He was down pit road last on lap 38. The best shoes outside of the drivers that haven't pit, and that's everyone from Gabe Wood forward. So Wood winning the race off of pit road. So that's going to mean Metcalf, Cooper, or the other Metcalf, the Cooper version of the 92, Shane Hawk, Fredrickson, Kyle Kendall, and your leader, Colton Hunter. As those lights do go out on the pace car, which means we're getting ready to go back to the good side of things. Initial green flag here, we had over 37 drivers took the initial green flag of this race. As of right now, Morgan Lilly being scored as the last car running on the racetrack. Or excuse me, Hauser. As he spent a eternity on pit road getting that race car fixed up. That's how important these points are. Send it back up to the front, back to the good part. Coming through the tri-oval. Waiting on a green flag to return. There it is, and he's going to put it down. Hammer time once again. Great restart there from that 18. Kyle Kendall not going to let him get away. As he gives it the biscuits. Still a John Four-style drag race here at the front. First 2x2 side-by-side action. Look at the 61 of Fredrickson. Where did he find this mojo tonight? That man is alive and kicking. He is doing things right now. I know you're not supposed to be biased up here, but don't get caught in the three-way sandwich there, buddy. Gabe Wood tries to stay on. Second places that car a little bit. You see the sparks flying. Oh, and Mike Fredrickson's having a kick on the field again with the broadcaster's curse. Everyone, multiple cars are dying here. Swear to God, someone just lost their soul. Because unfortunately, a broadcaster's cursed Mike Fredrickson as I was pumping him up, and he unfortunately lit the wick that blew the C4 up. He destroyed a lot of race cars. How did Mike get through that? Well, folks, prepare yourself. I mean, you thought the first two were bad? I can't make this stuff up. Under caution here, lap 59. Roughly 40 laps to go in this one. But before we get back, the green flag action. Remember, a lot of these drivers just down pit road. So pit road should be pretty limited as far as the activity, or I would think. I mean, these wrecks are so violent. Timing and scoring doesn't even recognize it. So we're going to have to do some tweaking here to get it dialed back in. Let's go back to what happened on the racetrack moments ago. We're going to zoom in here on Fredrickson, who was having a great run. And you can see already his forward's pointing the right way. You don't want the nose pointing towards the infield abyss. At least not that much angle. So, guys, let's back it up a couple frames here. Not much. It's a lot better than what it was. We'll continue to tweak that. Let's go ahead and highlight the 61. Thank you, guys. Watch what happens as we look like the Blue Angels re-wide here in formation. Gabe Wood's going to be on the top shelf of the racetrack, and he's going to be turned into a cheese grater. Go ahead and roll it. You can see Wood is in the fence there. In fact, that Ford in front of him in the fence. Now watch what happens here. Let's freeze it right there, guys. Freeze it. Let's back it up a couple frames. So Gabe Wood already had a feeling something was getting ready to pop off. That was his spidey sense going off. Do we got a GoPro on Fredrickson's car, guys? Let's go to that. You can see right here. We're already up close and personal. So watch what happens here. Let's go ahead and roll this. Go ahead, run it. Ooh, there's the contact. Chitty, chitty, bang, bang. I mean, that's it. Game over right there, because we're about to zoom back out. Let's freeze frame this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 cars pointed every which way but straight. Let's run it from here at quarter speed. They're monster trucking one another already. Tyler, how did you Evel Knievel your way through there? Talk about the parting of the Red Sea. Almost biblical for the 48. Other drivers not so lucky. Gabe Wood, man, I'll tell you what, he's another driver that finds a way to just pull a Houdini. But look at the carnage here. Remember, Fredrickson also finds the ghost button and just completely engages the flux capacitor because he woulda, coulda, shoulda been caught up in this. I don't know how he got through it. Let's keep the camera focused here, guys. Thank you. And remember, what goes up must come down. Jeeper. I mean, you got parts flying everywhere. Ollie Ferguson. Tyler McMurder got through there. I mean, the 15, I mean, he is pointed in the wrong direction, holding on for dear life up against the safer barrier. Let's take another look at this from Mike's onboard. Let's see how Mike got through this. Because, I mean, he was right there, the meat and the sandwich on this deal. And 8 times out of 10, you go down with the ship. Let's go on board with, guys, let's go on board with the 61. Thank you. Let's see how Mike made it through this. He just kept his foot right in it. He never lifted. Tell you what, I bet the bumper cam footage from his cars, this is going to be top shelf highlight reel material here, folks. Let's flip it around. And roll it one more time. There's the contact. These guys are putting on a great show tonight, but when they wreck, it is highlight reel every single time tonight. So now go back to the live side of things. Green flag back in the air. No change up front. 18 still larger than charge, but now the 12 has decided it is time to go out there and challenge. He's going to send it on the bottom. That car is building in a good plant, and look at how it rotated through the center, back on the throttle. Power move there from Kyle Kendall as Josh Barr goes a 29:20. New fast lap of the race with the guy that's place. Highest he's been all time tonight. Let's keep it focused on the battle for the lead. You do get a little bit of drag assist on the straightaways. So when you see these guys lining up and their little nudges creating additional energy, that's exactly what they're doing. Anything you can do to gain a 10th, 100th, to clear that car. The 12 is really coming to the bottom of the racetrack. That car's been working really good for him all night. He's been trying to just keep that thing lit to the heavens. Wherever the speed is, I mean, he'll go to the top, the bottom. Turns 1 and 2, we've seen him work the bottom. 3 and 4, we've seen him work the high side of the racetrack. He's really exploring the space. Here comes the 29 on a Shane Hart. A driver here that's put in a lot of time practicing this week. Inside the top 5 and running for this kid. Elijah Fisher continues. Keeper of the race here in 6th. He is getting work. 29, here comes the other Metcalf, the Jason Bojan. He knows what time it is. It is time to go towards the front, side by side at almost 195 miles an hour. The John Ford special with the turns 1 and 2 complex. Wide again. Do we really want? Okay, I didn't think we wanted to do that. 55, he's going to get up close, and he basically punches 6 in the corner. You couldn't have put a piece of paper between that race car. A little Ford-on-Ford action there. All this going on just behind your leader, who continues to shine the way at his goal. Har has overtook Kendall for that second place position, so it's shuffled 2nd and 3rd. And Cooper, the Metcalf version, continues running 4th with Jason there as well. Fisher is going to get shuffled all the way back to 7th on that deal. As he had to lift and precious momentum. Now we're right back to the side-by-side. First quarter's action here. This ARCA car putting on a great show under the lights right now. Now we're also going to find out we're going to caution, crumple it up, throw it out the window what I'm talking about right now, because I believe they still have a set laying in the pits. They have a fresh set of shoes down there on the ship. But because of the length of this run, tire saving and tire strategy will become a part of this. You don't want to do that Toyota driver. I know what the TRD says, let's go places. The 6 go to the front. You don't want to ricochet it off the wall. This is an aluminum body on this race car. It's not a composite like the next gen. It does not take those hits well. Just ask any real-life ARCA or Xfinity driver. Does not happen for goodness. When these guys are driving tonight, you wouldn't know it. Try to go through the field here. Ward, it's been all of him the past 10 laps or so. That Chevrolet is carrying the torch right now. Shane Hart up 6 spots. As racing starting to heat up here for the podium. Metcalf now has taken over the 3rd place position, while Kyle Kendall, not short on speed in that car, currently resides in 4th. Ollie Ferguson, even with the board, started 5th. That's where he goes now. Fisher up 27 positions. Your biggest mover of the race slots in 7th. Joshua up 11 spots as he started just inside the top 20. Jason Metcalf, forced to be reckoned with in the Cup Series side of things. Justin Litch rounds out your top 10. There's the head cook, chief, and bottle washer, Tim Mackett. I'm sure he's probably stained a couple race suits so far this race, as it's been hot and heavy around him a couple times. What is Gabe Wood doing back here in 13th? He knows something that we don't know, folks. Any given Sunday, any given time he rode up. Gabe Wood is a driver that you expect to be, if they don't win, you expect them to be putting on a brilliant show, trying to get the win, or if not, finishing in the top 5. And the fact that he is back here, he has backed the pace down. So the slowest laps of this race, and I remember when I was talking about tire conservation, tire strategy a couple minutes ago. I bet you that's exactly what the 04 is doing right now. He sits there behind the chaos, behind the storm. Ooh, is it almost cooked off there again? Razzle dazzle, the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, and it almost went off once again. Getting back to his I believe that's exactly what he's doing right now, as we're just 23 laps to go in this one. Oh, boys, don't go back to the 3 wide. There it goes. There's one off. They're 15. Got 4 wide right round. So helicopters down the racetrack. That should not throw a caution, though. Remember, you got to have 3 cars or more in the ball to throw that dreaded yellow flag. And we're going to keep it lean, mean, and green. Step aside for one more commercial break. Then we're back in all-out coverage to the checkered flag, driver interviews on more. Redline, you got it locked in. Stick around. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations. Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And what was I saying about Gabe Wood just moments ago? Here he comes, the gas man. Really out there, real life racing on the racetrack is now hit the turbocharger. He has got all the nitrous bottles set to kill as he is in a side-by-side drag race at the start-finish line. He's going to try to run the top side of the racetrack, pull a little bit of a draft there up the 6. These cars are racked and stacked. 4 laps remaining here from Concord, North Carolina, under the lights in prime time. Kyle Kendall trying to keep that Fast and Furious Ford out there at the point. Well, he's got the hungry Tiger Sharks behind him. Fergie in the 55, he is there. Elijah Fisher and Gabe Wood. I told you he'd be there, folks, and here he is, knocking on the back door, trying to punch his ticket into the top 3. Single file here. These drivers all trying to survive and be alive here at the end. Now he's going to slingshot, going to get up on the door, try to side draft, suck that number 6 machine back. He's not having it yet. Look at how Gabe Wood able to make that car stick on that bottom lane. That's because he saved the Dr. Feelgoods on that race car. He might not have enough time here, but that's technical for how to get the most out of your equipment as we are 2 by 2, side by side for the lead. He gets ran over out of the grass. He got dumped. He got punted, used and abused. Oh, this is going to get spicy after the race, folks, and I don't mean Friends style. Ooh, shots fired as white flag in the air. One more time around for Kyle Kendall. Going to send it in on the high side of the racetrack. Arc it down, holding that thing to the floorboards wide open. That V8 screaming 9,000 RPM as he tries to break the side draft. Here comes Gabe Wood. He is now hounding all over the 18 machine. But into the turns 3 and 4 complex for the final time. That furious Ford is going to get it done here tonight. Kyle Kendall's your winner from Charlotte, North Carolina, using some of the best driving I have seen in any ARCA car all season long to get it done for P1. How about Colton Ward in second? And where the heck did he come from? The gas man from the Xfinity Series. Gabe Wood comes home third. But whoa, before we get to driver interviews, folks, there was a heated, intense moments here out on the racetrack as we were coming to 1 to go. I mean, someone got dumped point blank, broad daylight here. I mean, they got sent back into the infield abyss, and again, it's late race racing. You're not lifting. That give and take is out the window. Let's see if we can go ahead and highlight this. That's not the wreck, guys. And I know it was right before the end of the race. We may have to come back to that while the replay team gets that queued up. But there was a big-time moment there. Let's see if they got to give you guys one more shot here. Let's go ahead and roll it from here. Somebody got sent. It just obliterated, drove through. Oh, I apologize, not drove through. That's a byproduct of racing close quarters there. The 15 got such a run there through the corner. By the time he had a moment to react, he was already in the back of that car. The 21 trying to hold on to it as he does a slide for life through the grass. But we got to get back to the live action, folks. As Kyle Kendall, your winner here tonight in prime time. Is race 2 now officially into the books here from Charlotte, North Carolina. This race had all the thrilling, had all the high-flying, high-octane racing action you could ask for. As it was gangbusters from the drop of the green flag. Kyle Kendall, Colton Ward, Gabriel Wood round out your top 3. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds to get ready to kick into post-race coverage here on Redline. Driver intros, or interviews, excuse me, and more right around the turn. Welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina, race fans, as Kyle Kendall has won a wild one here at this iconic 1.5-mile oval. Want to thank all of you for being with us here tonight. Is the second race of the Nosscar ARCA series, now officially written into the history books. Matt Metler up in the Tony Trapasso Memorial broadcast booth. And again, this broadcast is a surprise. These guys didn't know it was coming tonight. Glad I was able to make it happen for them because of the Week 13 chaos. Unable to bring the coverage from Daytona, but wanted to make it happen for these guys. Week 2 here at Charlotte, and they put on a heck of a show. Want to thank all of you for tuning in. Now let's shift gears once again. Let's get ready to talk to some of these guys. Gabe Wood, Matt up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy there, bud. Can you jump over in the into the broadcast VC with me really quick? I know you didn't know it was broadcasted. Last minute surprise for you guys, but if you got a minute, I'd like to interview the top 3. Gentlemen, what is going on, man? You guys put on a clinic, a barn burner for the drop of the green flag. 3 wide racing. I mean, the wrecks were Talladega-esque. You had cars going space shuttle status, hopes and dreams gone in the blink of an eye. And that here we are, the cream of the crop tonight. You guys put on a heck of a show. I'm going to do this kind of different tonight, given the fact we didn't know there was going to be a broadcast. I wanted to surprise you guys because last week, Daytona, Week 13 hit, wasn't able to do it, so I rushed home from work, set this up last minute. Honey, I'm going to give you the reins here. Walk me through your race tonight. How were you able to survive, be alive, stay out of the chaos, and have that car right where you needed it to be when this thing was all said and done? The floor is yours, bud. Hey, well said, and I could not agree with you more. You know, you mentioned the tires, the Dr. Feelgood's there, and Gabe, when you watched this race back, not to kind of bounce around between you guys, but when you were sitting there in 13th place, about 25 laps to go, I even pointed out, I said, what's Gabe doing back there? He's off the pace. Sure enough, looked at your lap times. You had dialed it back. Was that exactly what you were doing, trying to save those tires for the right time to move forward, go up there and try to win this thing? No. Yes, sir. You know, honey, I'm going to throw this back over to you. Gabe Wood's talking about finding the balance for a driver with his races close quarters, high octane, all out as it was. How in the world do you figure that out? What in the midst of all of it? How do you do that as a driver? Now, I'm pretty sure you're right on the money. The vibe check, a lot of this, new terminology, really, it means the same thing. But if you're not on the up and up, you're behind. So, Gabe, I'm with you. And, to Honey's point, a lot of times, some drivers, it's all about feel, right? And it's instinct. It's, it's just, some have the natural God-given ability to do it. And, Honey had that on display tonight. But want to congratulate both of you guys on having phenomenal runs here this evening. Anything you could have done different, you think, tonight, Gabe, or did you get the best result you possibly could here tonight for that 04 machine? Hey, end of the day, coming up with a podium against elite talent, that is a W in my book. Before I cut you... Kyle, how do I say your last name? Is it? I don't think it's Cuckoo now. Okay, so Gabe was actually close. Okay. Can I call you? Can I call you? Can I call you Kooky? Is that all right? Or are you gonna try to wreck me the next time I'm out there if I call you that? You guys did awesome out there. Congratulations on the week 2 performance under the lights in prime time. Before I cut you guys loose, Honey, I'll let you go first. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out? The floor is yours. Absolutely. And Gabe, before we cut this thing off, got to give you some seat time. You earned it tonight, man. Who do you want to shout out? Take it away, bud. Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. The real-life gas man had the go-go juice in the hot rod, and he took it to the front when it was the nighttime and the right time to come on with the podium. Want to thank all you guys for your time post-race. Enjoy this one. We'll catch you guys next week. Have a great evening and an even better rest of your week. That, folks, rounding out driver interviews post-race here tonight. And again, what a thrill ride spectacular under the lights as the Nosscar ARCA series does not disappoint. And I'm telling you, folks, you go back and watch this. If you're a driver going back to watch this race, get the popcorn ready. 3 wide racing at speeds over almost 195 miles an hour. And when the wrecks kicked off, my God, we had guys going to the moon. They were epic. I mean, everything about this race is what you want to see from either a fan at home or a broadcaster's perspective. It had everything. They brought it for 100 laps here tonight. Let's take a look at the final results before we go ahead and cut this thing off here on Redline Racing Network. Had a moment to speak with Kyle, Honey, and then, of course, Gabe Wood in the 04, who's always animated, always fun to speak with. See if we can get these results back up on the big screen for you guys at home. Anytime you talk to Gabe Wood, he has the ability to just mess things up. And he got me. He KO'd the timing and scoring. No, not really. There we go. Kyle Kendall, your winner here tonight, up 14 positions from where he started, and that was a similar trend throughout the top 3. Ward up 24 positions, basically started in the next county over. When all was said and done, he right where he wanted to be, a solid P2 effort. Gabriel Wood comes home P3, their third and final podium driver here tonight. Just heard from moments ago. And let's take care of the rest of these boys out there tonight, racing their guts out. Let's get their graphic up on the screen for you folks at home. If you're hanging on for the ride tonight, shout us out. Let us know next week. We'll shout you out. Get your driver some extra screen time as well. So we always try to do that here on Redline Racing Network. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Send it up to the eye in the sky. Let's send it up to the blimp. Again, want to thank the camera guys for jumping on board really quick tonight, helping me put this together literally last second. In fifth, Matt Hale, the 53 machine, comes home fifth, while Blake Spears in the 3 ride going to round out seventh. Mike Hauser, then the 96 machine, is going to reside in seventh, while the HMFIC, Tyler McMurder, going to come home with a solid 8th place performance. RJ, another Canadian, going to come home 9th, and rounding out your top 10, Justin Litch, George Wright, Tony Shockey, Ryan Breitstein. That's going to be your top 15, including Case Collenbach, Shane Haar, Ollie Ferguson, Nathan Cottrell, Mike Fredrickson, who was up there near the front. Mike, I'm surprised you're even talking to me after I deployed the broadcaster's curse on you there, buddy. I am sorry, but you were having a great run until that big one broke out. He's going to end up in that 19th place position. Heartbreaking for Mike as he was having such a great run. 20th, Morgan Lilly. Joshua Barr in the 01 machine going to come home 21st, while Jason Metcalf is going to end this race in 22nd place position. And again, we had 38 cars take the initial green flag here tonight, so it was a full packed house. I mean, these guys brought it competition-wise, and this NOSCAR does not disappoint. They always pack the house field-wise. Let's go ahead, change the screen. Yeah, you could bring it all the way through if you could for me, please. Thank you. Morgan Lilly's going to round out your top 20 in the 41 ride. Travis Wood going to be good for that 24th place position, while the other Metcalf, the Cooper version, going to come home 25th. The 60 of Joel Bolwin going to come home 27th, while Rob, I believe it's Whithole. If I screwed that up, I apologize. That's going to be good for 27th. Gary Turner, 28th. 29th position tonight, Thomas Gibbons in the 59, while rounding out your top 30, Matt Morrison in the 7. J.D. Davenport, Josh Switzer, Aaron Stanton, Chris Latta, and another guy that I broadcasters cursed tonight, live on air, Thomas Geyer, out of the beautiful state of North Carolina, rounds out the 35 drivers, 35, that took the initial green flag here tonight. Tom, 60 laps down, however, he was putting on a show when he was live on the racetrack. Got to thank ARCA Series, got to thank NOSCAR, Tyler McMurder, for everything that he does, the admins, without every men and women behind the scene that make this series happen. Could not happen without you guys, and we thank you for all that you do. And as the late, great Tony Trapasso used to say, as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a favor. Don't play